Welcome to my presentation today for Topic 2 in Effective Practice in High Performance Sport. My name is Rob Palmer and I work for Touch Football Australia as the ACT Sports Operations Manager. I'll be taking you through my high performance plan for Touch Football Australia's Alliance program, and I've decided to show these slides and talk to them as I don't have a camera or projector. First off, a bit of a background. Touch Football Australia is the governing body for touch football in Australia, and I will now refer to Touch Football Australia throughout this presentation as TFA. So TFA have recently moved to a unity governing model. This happened over the last 8 years with different states joining at different times, and the last state to join was ACT in 2010. Now, interestingly enough, New South Wales and Queensland are still governed by their own boards and general managers. They did not join the unity model. Now, this affects the high performance end as New South Wales and Queensland are independent and hold most of the participation numbers and have dominated the elite side of touch football for the last 15 years. In 2011, TFA launched the Elite 8 competition to coincide with the National Touch League, which is the nationals for all opens and senior divisions. And I will now refer to the National Touch League as the NTL. So the NTL is held every year in March over 4 days. And now, due to the unity model and New South Wales and Queensland dominance, TFA has decided to develop an alliance team to compete within the Elite 8 competition. So the alliance teams are comprised of players that currently live in or that have origins in one of the 6 states or territories outside of New South Wales and Queensland and represent those states and territories in high performance programs. The Elite 8 is made up of 4 teams from New South Wales, 3 from Queensland, and the Alliance teams. This is the same in both men's and women's divisions. Now, the states that are outside of New South Wales and Queensland in touch football terms are known as developing states. And as you can see on the left-hand side, the NTL Elite 8 results for the Alliance men has not been any good. They finished last, except for 2013. And the women always finish in the middle of the pack, never reaching that podium position. Now, the high performance aims for the Alliance, as you can see on the right hand side, the ultimate goal is to win a men's and women's Elite 8 title by 2020 and maintain a top 3 position. A big stigma that the Alliance players need to overcome is the culture that only New South Wales and Queensland can win. For many years, players within the Alliance states and territories have been playing and believing that only New South Wales and Queensland will win an Elite 8 title. This needs to change. The Alliance program must also begin to develop touch football programs from juniors through to seniors in each of the developing states and territories to be a complete pathway. They need to cultivate high-performing athletes and reward success, develop athlete tracking through their careers, achieve a greater holistic approach for developing athletes. This includes coaches and volunteers, and really drive to all their athletes that they can represent at the highest level. Now, TFA investment. So TFA supports the investment of grassroots programs in touch football developing states and territories quite well, but currently the high performance funding to developing states and territories is minimal. This is due to the lack of programs conducted by the actual states. Through an increase of sustainable development programs, TFA would commit further funding, and a joint proposal for financial investment must be submitted to TFA by the developing states and territories in order to create a high performance program in each state. It is up to the states and territories to maintain these programs with the assist TFA resources where necessary. On the right hand side there is a budget. This is only an estimate and is no way detailed from any actual costs. Now, the high performance priorities. These priorities have been divided into 3 areas. Priority 1, review of the Alliance administration. Priority 2, participant pathway development. And Priority 3, offer further elite competition. Now, as you can see, each one has a success. So a success, it will be measured for Priority 1 when a professional administration protocol is adhered to. A success for Priority 2 will be achieved when each state and territory has a clear high performance calendar and development pathway. And a success for Priority 3 will be achieved when a competition is held and maintained. This is an elite competition. The initial review of the current administration is crucial to the success of the Alliance program. Currently, the administration seems ad hoc, and current feedback from participants points out severe lack of communication to them. All TFA office staff need to be notified of the Alliance processes and develop the best practice methods so the programs can become more sustainable and professionally run. Once a foundation stage has been completed and the review and the development and implementation of the findings can be put into practice, the expectation by the establishment stage will be that all stakeholders, participants and the developing state and territory staff have a clear understanding of the direction in which the administration team will be delivering the Alliance program. The participant pathway, one could argue, is the most necessary item. As several developing states do not run a junior program at all, each state and territory will be required to review their current pathway. In the foundation stage over the next 12 months, each developing state and territory will need to do a complete review of pathway, identify current elite competitions that they have, identify qualified coaches and referees for talent ID and selection. So that's the next coaches that will take over within the elite program, and current calendars to be compiled and assessed. This is building a succession plan. Moving into the development side of things, this is in the next cycle. Everything will have to be established, aligned with all developing states and territories, begin the Junior Alliance program in each state that does not currently have one, and assess all coaches and referees to maintain their elite status within those developing states. Now, with the Junior Development Program, even though all states do not currently have one, this will take a few years. This will not happen overnight. Once the establishment phase has been completed, it would be anticipated that all developing states and territories have completed development pathways. These pathways will include coaches and referees to be reassessed and monitored each year, with improvements added as necessary. Current downfall in the developing states and territories is their minimal elite competition. Each state does hold a senior super league, but this is generally only based in the metropolitan areas and only runs for a short period of time. Now, to assess the foundation stage will be to assess the current competition load on the elite players. Being that they're the same players playing in each competition, there's not a wide player pool to reach from. The developing state also needs to assess the calendar to propose any dates where we can begin to create an alliance competition, and look for investment through internal or external stakeholders. Moving into the development stage, they need to monitor and track these coaches, athletes and referees to avoid burnout, create and implement new elite competitions, set a date, location, and submit any necessary business case proposals and internal and external investments. Once the establishment stage has been reached, it will be expected that upon this stage, the elite alliance competition will offer necessary competitive environment currently missing in the developing states calendar, and will ensure sustainability of the alliance program. So this is the timeline for the first 12 months cycle post the March NTL. This will be the foundation stage. Now, the major change here is on previous years is the teams come May, June need to return, start training again, and by July, September the coaches need to select training squads through the assistance of independent selectors located in each state and territory. This hasn't been done before. They need to create ties with each state and territory's elite domestic competition to identify players and widen the player pool. And then October, come the first training camp, to a squad being announced and following your typical training protocols. For program assessment, Touchball Australia aims to continually serve all members of the touchball community evenly right across Australia, being the Alliance does include a lot of regional affiliates, and through the development of a professionally run elite alliance competition, the developing states and territories will establish that complete participant pathway with more offerings of elite competition. The key aspect of this will be assessing and monitoring every year to make sure they hit the key milestones that are going to be achieved. This brings me to the end of my Alliance Touchball High Performance Plan presentation. I hope you have learnt something and enjoyed it.